Ladies and gentlemen, when your children do not respect you, it cuts deeper than any wound. You carried them, you prayed for them, you sacrificed for them, and yet they turn their face away with no honor, no gratitude. It feels unbearable. But listen closely. This is not the end of the story. There are keys, spiritual truths that can guide you when the weight of their disrespect threatens to crush your heart. Stay calm. Never fight fire with fire, with fire. When they raise their voice, do not raise yours. When they push, do not push back. Anger only feeds anger, and bitterness only multiplies bitterness. But calmness disarms. Silence soaked in love thunders louder than shouting. Sometimes the greatest lesson your child learns is not from your words, but from your peace. Love them unconditionally, even when they push away. Love is most powerful when it is least deserved. When they close their hearts, when they resist your embrace, let your love stand firm. Love that is withdrawn in pain is not love at all. True love endures rejection. It remains steady and sure, and one day they will remember it. Kia, pray more than you preach. Your words may be ignored, your counsel rejected, but your prayers are never wasted. Prayer climbs higher than rebellion. It moves where your lectures cannot. Heaven hears what their ears refuse to hear. Let your knees preach louder than your mouth, for prayers live on long after words are forgotten. Lead by example. Live the respect you want to see. Children may shut their ears to correction, but they cannot shut their eyes to what you live before them. Your life preaches louder than your lips. If you demand respect but show none, your words lose power. But if you walk in humility, patience, and honor, your life will echo in their memories, even when they resist. Set boundaries that reflect love, not control. Children test limits because they seek security. Rules are not prisons, they are fences of safety. Control crushes the spirit, but love guides it. Discipline without love is cruelty, but love without discipline is weakness. The balance of both brings stability, and though they resist now, they will one day thank you for it. Choose words that build, not break. Every word you speak becomes a seed in their heart. Harsh words cut deep, but words of life create strength. Even in correction, remind them they are more than their mistakes. So kindness and truth, for those seeds will one day bear the fruit of respect and trust. And trust. Release offense. Don't let bitterness take root. Nothing poisons the heart like holding on to hurt. Offense blinds you, and bitterness builds walls. Let go, forgive quickly, and keep your heart tender. It is not weakness to release hurt, it is strength. For only a pure heart can guide a rebellious one home. Be consistent in discipline, but soft in spirit. Children feel safe when boundaries are steady. Do not be harsh one day and lenient the next. Let your yes be yes, and your no be no. But in your firmness, let them always feel love. Discipline must guide, not crush. A soft spirit wrapped in steady truth creates safety they will one day treasure. Trust the process. Change takes time. Seeds do not bear fruit overnight. The work of transformation is slow, unseen, like roots growing deep beneath the soil. Showing deep beneath the soil. Do not despair if you see no change. Do not give up if progress feels invisible. Keep loving, keep praying, keep standing. For what looks like delay is often preparation. God is shaping them, and He is shaping you too. Believe that God's hand is bigger than rebellion. No matter how far they wander, no matter how strong their defiance, His hand is stronger still. Rebellion may roar, but redemption roars louder. The same God who called prodigals home before will do it again. Believe that His power is at work, even when you cannot see it. And so I say to you, Do not give up. Do not let despair convince you it is over. The very God who gave you that child has not abandoned them. Keep sowing love. Keep lifting prayers. Keep holding on. For rebellion is not the end. Respect may be gone for a season, but restoration is coming. The hand of God is writing the final chapter, and it will be a chapter of redemption. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Oh, how it hurts when the very ones you carried, the ones you fed, the ones you prayed for, turn their faces away from you with no honor, no respect. There is no wound like the wound of a child's dishonor. You feel it deep, deeper than words can tell. But listen closely. This is not the end of the story. When they shut their hearts, do not answer them in the same spirit. Stay calm. The storm will pass, but your reaction will mark them for life. Your silence, soaked in love, can thunder louder than 100 arguments. Love them, oh love them, when they least deserve it. For love, not anger, breaks chains. When their voices rise, let yours be gentle. When their hearts harden, let yours stay tender. Love has a way of chasing prodigals home. Your sermons may fall on deaf ears, but your prayers climb higher than their rebellion. Heaven hears what they cannot hear. Heaven sees what they cannot see. Do not stop lifting their names before the throne. If you crave respect, show respect. If you long for honor, live honor, live honor. Children may not follow your words, but they cannot escape your life. It will echo in their minds when they are far away. Not as a tyrant, but as a shepherd. Boundaries that say, I love you too much to let you destroy yourself. Self. Discipline without love is cruelty, but love without discipline is weakness. Balance both, and they will learn. Words can bruise deeper than fists. Speak with wisdom, speak with grace, even when your heart aches. A soft answer can melt walls that anger only hardens. Do not let the poison of their disrespect settle in your spirit. Forgive quickly, for bitterness blinds the eyes and deafens the ears. Keep your heart pure, even if theirs is rebellious. Do not waver between harshness one day and softness the next. Let them see the steady hand, the steady love, the steady truth. Children may resist today, but tomorrow they will remember your consistency. Change does not come in a night. Seeds planted today may take years to sprout, but seeds do grow, even when buried in the dark. Trust that your tears water the ground, and one day the harvest will come. Believe. Believe that God's hand is greater than their rebellion. Believe that the same one who turned Saul into Paul, who brought the prodigal to his senses, can reach your child. Do not give up. Do not despair. Hold on to hope, for hope never puts you to shame. Oh, dear one, when your children do not respect you, it is not the end. It is the place where heaven's power begins. Keep loving, keep praying, keep standing. The story is not finished. God still writes the last chapter. Stay calm, never fight fire with fire. When emotions rise and tempers flare, it is easy to mirror the same energy that is coming toward you. But if you meet anger with anger, disrespect with more disrespect, the flames only grow higher. A soft spirit disarms what rage tries to fuel. Calmness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the choice to not let someone else's behavior dictate your own. When you remain calm, you model the very respect you are longing to see. You show them that storms do not move you, that their words cannot shake you, and that peace is stronger than fury. Sometimes the greatest lesson a child can learn is not from what you say, but from how you hold your peace when they lose theirs. Love them unconditionally, even when they push away. Even when they push away. When your child turns cold, when they resist your embrace or shut the door to their heart, that is the very moment they need your love the most. Love that is based on behavior will always fail, but love that flows from the depths of your spirit will never run dry. They may test your patience, they may reject your counsel, but deep inside they are watching if your love is strong enough to outlast their rebellion. Do not withdraw when they withdraw. Do not stop giving when they stop receiving. For unconditional love has a voice of its own. It lingers long after the words are forgotten. One day, in their quiet moments, they will remember that when they pushed you away, you did not stop loving. And that memory may be the very rope that pulls them back home. Pray more than you preach. Words may reach the ears, but prayer reaches the heart. You can argue, you can reason, you can repeat the same counsel 100 times, yet it may fall on deaf ears if their spirit is closed. But prayer slips past the defenses no lecture can penetrate. When you pray, heaven intervenes where your words cannot. Prayer softens the hardest soil. It breaks chains that your reasoning cannot touch. It calls on the one who sees every hidden battle within your child. Sometimes silence before God is louder than all your pleading before them. Instead of wearing yourself out with constant correction, wear out your knees before the throne. Let your tears, your whispers, your groans become the sermon they cannot tune out. For long after your words are forgotten, your prayers will still be working, moving, and shaping their destiny. Lead by example. Live the respect you want to see. Children may close their ears to instruction, but they cannot close their eyes to what you live before them. They are watching, always watching, even when you think they are not. If you demand honor but speak harshly, if you ask for respect but show none, your words lose their weight. But when your life becomes the lesson, when your actions carry the fragrance of dignity, patience, and honor, you plant seeds far deeper than lectures ever could. Respect is not taught by demand, it is caught by example. When they see you treat others kindly, when they notice how you hold your tongue in moments of anger, when they witness your humility in the face of conflict, it becomes a mirror they cannot escape. And though they may resist for a season, one day those reflections of your example will rise within them, guiding them back to the very respect you long to see. Set boundaries that reflect love, not control. Children often test limits, not because they hate authority, but because they are searching for security. Boundaries are not prisons. They are fences of safety, a way of saying, I care enough about you to protect you from what you cannot yet see. When rules are birthed out of love, they do not crush the spirit, they guard it. Control demands obedience for the sake of power, but love establishes order for the sake of growth. A child may resist in the moment, but deep down they feel safer when they know where the lines are drawn. Boundaries without love create rebellion, but love without boundaries creates chaos. When both walk hand in hand, respect begins to grow, even if it is not seen right away. One day, your children will look back and realize that those lines you drew were not walls to confine them, but arms stretched wide to keep them safe. Choose words that build, not break. Every word you speak to your children sinks deeper than you realize, shaping their self-image and framing the way they see the world. A careless phrase can cut like a knife, leaving wounds that last for years. But a word of encouragement can become the anchor they cling to in their darkest hours. Even in moments of correction, your tone can determine whether they shut down in shame or rise with hope. Speak life into them, even when you must address their failures. Let your words remind them that their mistakes do not define them, that their value is greater than their behavior. Build them with reminders of who they are and who they can become. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds, and they will bear fruit. If you sow harshness, you may reap rebellion. But if you sow kindness and truth, you will harvest respect and trust in time. Release offense. Don't let bitterness take root. Few wounds cut as deep as a child's disrespect, and the temptation is strong to hold on to every word, every slight, every rejection. But if you let offense settle in your heart, it will harden you, and soon you will respond not out of love, but out of pain. Bitterness does not only poison you, it seeps into the atmosphere of your home and slowly distances your child even more. To release offense is not to excuse wrong behavior, but to free yourself from the weight of it. Forgiveness keeps your spirit tender, your love pure, and your vision clear. A bitter heart cannot guide a wandering child, but a forgiving one can still reach them. Let the hurt go before it takes root. Choose to bless even when you feel dishonored, for it is not what they do to you that shapes your destiny, but what you allow to remain in you. Be consistent in discipline, but soft in spirit. They need to know where you stand, to see that your yes means yes and your no means no. Inconsistency confuses them. It makes them feel the ground beneath them is always shifting. Discipline that wavers from harshness one day to leniency the next leaves them unsure of your love. But when correction is steady, firm, and wrapped in gentleness, it becomes a shelter instead of a weapon. Discipline should never crush the spirit. It should guide it, shape it, and point it toward life. Softness does not mean weakness. It means your love is visible, even in correction. Let your tone carry warmth, your actions reveal patience, and your firmness be rooted in care. When discipline is consistent but clothed in tenderness, it leaves an imprint of safety and respect that lasts long after the moment of correction has passed. Trust the process. Change takes time. Nothing tests the heart of a parent more than waiting. When you have poured yourself out in love, in prayer, in sleepless nights, yet see little to no change in your child, discouragement whispers, "It's not working, give up." But hear this, change is rarely instant. Just as a seed planted in the soil does not bear fruit overnight, so the transformation of a child's heart is a journey, not a moment. The unseen work is just as vital as the visible. You may not see progress with your eyes, but something is happening beneath the surface, something only God can fully measure. Patience is not passive. It is active trust. It is standing firm when nothing around you affirms your hope. It is continuing to water the soil with love, with prayer, with consistency, even when the ground looks barren. Every kind word you spoke, every boundary you held, every tear you cried, none of it is wasted. Seeds take time, and sometimes they sprout when you least expect it. And a child who seems hard today may suddenly recall your example years later. The moments when they push you away may be the very ones they replay in their memory when they are older, realizing the steadiness of your love. Do not demand instant results. Change that comes too quickly is often shallow and temporary. Deep transformation takes time because it is not only about behavior, it is about the heart. The heart must be softened, the mind renewed, and that kind of change comes slowly, like dawn breaking after the darkest night. You may not see it happening, but little by little, shift by shift, something is moving inside them. Trusting the process means letting go of the illusion that you can control the timeline. Your role is to plant, to water, to nurture. The outcome belongs to God. When you accept this truth, the weight lifts from your shoulders. You no longer live in frustration over what has not yet changed, but in faith that the author of life is still writing their story. Think of the great oak tree, Koi. It begins as a tiny seed, buried, unseen, and for a long time nothing appears. Yet under the ground, roots are forming, strength is building, and in due season the tree emerges, stronger than anything that grows quickly. So it is with your child. What looks like delay is often preparation. God may be allowing the roots of their soul to grow deep, so that when the change comes, it will last. Patience also protects your relationship. If you pressure too much, if you push too hard, you risk building walls instead of bridges. But when you trust the process, you give them room to grow. You show them that your love is not conditional on their immediate obedience, but steadfast through every season. That kind of love speaks louder than lectures, and it has the power to draw them back when everything else has failed. Waiting is painful, but waiting refines you as well. It teaches you endurance, compassion, humility, and faith. You grow while you wait. You learn to lean on God more deeply, to release control more fully, and to walk in hope more faithfully. Your child is not the only one being shaped in this process. You are too. So do not despise the slow work of God. Do not lose heart when progress seems invisible. Trust that the same hands that formed your child in the womb are still at work in their life today. Trust that the one who never gives up on you will not give up on them. And trust that your love, your prayers, your patience are not in vain. One day, when you look back, you will see the beauty of the process. You will realize that every moment of waiting was a thread in the tapestry of their transformation. You will see that the change was not only about them, but also about what God was doing in you. Until that day, keep believing, keep sowing, keep loving, for change does not always come quickly, but it will come. Believe that God's hand is bigger than rebellion. No matter how far your child drifts, no matter how deep they fall into defiance, their rebellion does not intimidate God. His power is not weakened by their choices. His love is not diminished by their rejection, and his plans are not cancelled by their resistance. What looks like the end to you is only a chapter in his unfolding story. He has a way of reaching places you cannot, of speaking to the heart when every word you've spoken has been ignored, of breaking chains that seem unbreakable. Rebellion may look loud and strong, but it is fragile compared to the hand of God. A single encounter with his presence can turn years of defiance into surrender. He is the same God who took the persecutor Saul and turned him into Paul, the great apostle. He is the same God who opened the eyes of the prodigal son in the pig pen and led him running back to his father's house. He is the same God who has rescued you time and again, even when you strayed. If he could do it for others, he can surely do it for your child. When you believe his hand is greater, fear begins to lose its grip. You no longer live tormented by what-ifs, because your faith rests on the certainty of who he is. You begin to see beyond the rebellion, to envision the redeemed child God already sees. Faith does not deny the reality of their behavior, but it declares a greater reality, that God is still in control. This belief also shifts the way you love. Instead of reacting in despair, you respond with hope. Instead of closing your heart, you keep it open. Instead of labeling them by their mistakes, you speak life into their destiny. For you know that rebellion is not their identity. It is a season, a struggle, a shadow. But God's hand is shaping them, even in the shadows, preparing them for the day when His light breaks through. So hold on. Do not let discouragement convince you that nothing is happening. Even when they run, they cannot outrun His mercy. Even when they fight, they cannot fight off His love. Believe that every prayer you've prayed, every seed you've sown, every tear you've cried is gathered in His hands, and He will use it all to bring them back. Rebellion may roar for a time, but God always has the final word. Do not let despair write the final chapter of your story. Do not let fear tell you it is too late. The very God who placed that child in your arms is the same God who holds them still even when they resist you. Every seed of love, every word of truth, every prayer you've whispered is alive in the soil of their heart. It may look hidden, but life is stirring beneath the surface. So stand tall, even with tears in your eyes. Keep your love steady, your prayers unshaken, your hope unbroken. For rebellion is loud, but redemption is louder. Disrespect is painful. Restoration is possible. And when God steps in, and He will, the same child who once pushed you away may one day thank you for never letting go. The story is not over. Hold on, believe, trust, love, for the hand of God is moving, and the best chapter is yet to come.